Hey guys, so excuse what I look like, my hair is wet through from a bath, but I just watched Torchwood episode 9, so I knew I had to film my Torchwood first thoughts for you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series. If you don't know, this year I am watching Torchwood for the very first time, and each week I do a sort of mini review, just my first thoughts. So we're up to episodes 9 and 10 in this video, so if you haven't watched my reviews for episodes 1 to 8, then please go and check those out. I should probably do a playlist because I haven't. Anyway, I just watched episode 9 and episode 10 is primed and ready. So episode 9 was called Random Shoes, and random is probably the best word I could use to describe the episode. So I don't think it was groundbreaking, nothing really happened, there was no character development. It wasn't a bad story, it was just there. If you know what I mean, like it just didn't do much, or I felt like it didn't do much. The basic premise of the story, really, I mean I've literally just watched it and I can't even remember half of it. But a guy gets run over. He gets run over but he can see his own body and he's still kind of there. But he's invisible, no one can see him. So the whole plot of the episode, he has this alien artifact, this eye, and the whole plot of the episode is this guy, I can't even remember his name, going on a sort of adventure with Gwen, because Gwen wants to sort of solve the mystery and figure out how he dies. And it's just a weird one. It would be sad if that actually happened. Obviously he's seen his own dead body, and the properties of this alien eye is that you kind of relive your last moments, but you don't. It was just very, very strange, just put it that way. Literally, I can't even formulate a decent opinion for you because it was just weird. There was not really any character development, like I said, nothing I can really talk about major. There was another Game of Thrones actor, Roger Ashton Griffiths was in this one, who plays Mace Tyrell, or played Mace Tyrell in Game of Thrones. I've seen a lot of Game of Thrones and Torchwood crossovers so far. I did know there was quite a few, to be fair, because I think I mentioned that in a Game of Thrones autograph video, actually. I'm trying to make this as interesting as I can, but I really don't have an opinion on that one, quite honestly. So I'm now on to episode 10, which is called Out of Time, and the synopsis is, when a plane from 1953 makes an unexpected landing in present-day Cardiff, there are painful consequences for all concerned. So that sounds quite interesting. The final episode of this sort of first thoughts will be up next week, because there's episodes 11, 12 and 13 to go, and I'm going to combine them into one video. So next week you will get to hear my thoughts on the finale of season 1 of Torchwood, and then I suspect we'll move on to season 2. So let me know if you want first thoughts videos for season 2 and I'll be sure to do that for you. Okay, so I just watched episode 10, which was called Out of Time, and that was really emotional too. I feel like most of these vlogs are me saying, that episode was mediocre, but that one was really emotional. The basic premise is that 3 people from the 1950s end up in present-day Cardiff, and they have to live with the implications of that, and they have to start again, really, start a new life. There was quite a bit of character development as well. I loved the 3 characters from the 50s, I can't remember their names, but I loved them, all 3 of them. You can see that the cracks are beginning to show in Gwyn and Rhys's relationship, which I don't think is going to last, to be honest. But then Gwen and Owen were supposed to be an item, or at least they slept together a couple of times. But in this one, Owen falls in love with one of the women from the 1950s, and he's genuinely fallen in love with her as well. But I wonder if she'll ever be mentioned again or referenced, because I think that's such a turning point in Owen's character that it would be disappointing if it wasn't referenced again. And I love how it was a sort of, the 3 people from the 1950s were parallels to Captain Jack, Gwen and Owen. So I mean, poor Tosh has been left behind in that one, but obviously with Captain Jack you have the young man who, well, the older man who doesn't want to live anymore because his family's gone. It was so emotional. His son was old, in an old people's home with Alzheimer's. I always say I don't want to do spoilers here, but if you're watching this I assume you've watched it, so I will just go ahead and do spoilers. But the scene at the very end with Captain Jack in the car with the guy from the 1950s, I can't remember their names, but he basically kills himself and Jack sits with him while the fumes kill him, and obviously they can't kill Jack, and that was just so poignant and emotional because obviously Jack can't die. And like I said, I love how there's parallels, so you have Owen having to say goodbye to a person that he's admitted that he loves, and she loves him, and she goes off in her aeroplane and off she goes. We don't know what happens there. And then obviously Gwen with the other young girl, who I really liked actually. She goes off to London to work in a clothing store, which is really cool because I think that the opposite of that is Gwen wanting to be free. It was very good, very well done, the parallels between the characters. Poor old Tosh and Yanto, like I said, didn't get much to do in this one, but I really enjoyed it. I much preferred that to episode 9. Thank you guys for watching. This is just my first thoughts on episodes 9 and 10 of Torchwood. Like I said, if you haven't watched the previous episodes I've done, then please go and check those out. And next week will be the last one for Series 1, where I talk about episodes 11, 12 and 13, so that one's going to be a little bit longer because obviously I'm going to be talking about 3 episodes instead of 2, and it will be the finale of Series 1 as well, so I'm sure I'll have a lot to say about that. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!